Like there are situations where you can go for like right click damage with like Aghanims and stuff, but it's like very unlikely that you will do a lot as a support Tiny, trust me. Even though it's tempting. It's not that good, sadly. Hello everybody and welcome back to the next video. This time we're gonna talk about, in my opinion, the best melee hero currently that you can play as a position 4. And this is Tiny. Also, a big benefit that I just got, like I was like 10.1 or 10.2k MMR just by playing Tiny. So I literally like achieved my MMR goal for this year, and maybe we're gonna even go for the 11k. But I just wanna give you guys an opportunity to see what I'm doing as a Tiny, and in my opinion, what is good on this hero and what you should definitely abuse. And one point already, like before we go even into this replay, Tiny is not a super strong laner. I'll admit that. But the benefit you're getting with Tiny is just that your laning is fine, your rotations are fine, your like scaling is fine, like everything is in a fine condition. Plus, this hero got actually buffed quite a lot, as you can see in the last changes. Like, they literally almost buffed everything. For some reason, they're over buffing the tree grab again, and that's what makes this hero, like, just good. Like, Tiny overall got buffed a lot, and in my opinion, he's definitely the best melee hero currently that you can play as a position 4. Like, Tusk, for example, or Clockwork are, like, not really the yellow from the egg, so I would definitely prefer always Tiny if you can. And, like, if you're just looking at it, my item build is, like, always the same. I'm always going for like stick or windlace, depends on the lane. Like if the enemies have heroes that spam spells, I'm definitely going for a stick. If I don't have that, I'm going for the windlace. So you can decide on that. But other than that, I'm always going for the double branch, the tangos, the sentry, and the blood grenade. So you can definitely just copy that, and this is already a very good build. Skill build is always, I'm starting with tree grab every single time. It is very rare that I'm going for Q or for toss, and you should definitely not go for it because it's kind of grief, in my opinion as well. Like you should definitely just not go for Q or W level 1. Level 2, sure. Level 1, you need a tree grab. Just because you outtrade every single hero. Like I'm just walking top right now, and you guys gonna see how I'm just trading against them, even though they are Lion and Weaver. So we guaranteed gonna lose the lane. In these type of lanes where you are against double range as a double melee, you should either get the big camp out and pull it, or you should just like try to pull the wave. I don't think we did either of this in this lane, but we still did a decent job. For example, you just saw I secured the range creep with my tree. I'm like trading with a lion, very good. And like I'm trying to pull the wave back for my doom a little bit. But so like overall, tree grab is just the king spell on level 1. Also the numbers are like kind of meh. You get 20 damage, you deal more damage on buildings, it's just like whatever. Flash damage, that's also like very cool and nice. It's a pretty big benefit if you can like use it on a creep wave, or like if two heroes are sticking together. And the attack range bonus is just like insane. Literally any hero is getting outtraded as a Tiny. Level 1 kind of. So like overall, I'm just like sitting here because I know I'm not doing so much on this lane. So I either want to unblock the big camp or I want to pull the wave. And I literally can't tell you guys why we did not do that. I don't think I was thinking about it, and I don't think my Doom was like saying it to me. So we just like didn't do it at all. But even though we don't do it and we kind of ruin our own lane, we're getting a decent lane at in like 1 or 2 minutes. And just because we are trading effectively, and I'm like dying once so we can refill the resources on me and Doom, which is very important actually. That's like one thing you always need to have. As a Tiny, you need to have your resources, especially your HP. This hero is not good if you're low HP, because you need to be like minimum 50% HP to actually take a fight or like force something. So here, I secured the range, sure, I died. But I already, like before I died, I told my Doom, yo, I'm gonna like die, let me die. Drop yourself, and we're gonna be full HP again, and then we're gonna fight them. So you need to make sure with Tiny that you are always like kind of full HP. Like whenever you are full HP, you're gonna own every single hero. But whenever you're like below 50% HP, they use like one spell and you're dead, just because you have 0 armor. They're gonna hit you and you're gonna feel super bad because it's just so much damage and you can't handle it. So we're TPing back here, pretty like basic stuff. I could have TP'd middle and refilled his bottle, but that would have ruined the lane even more. So we're just like gonna TP top again, salving up my Doom. I'm like just using some spells because I'm full HP and full mana again, so just forcing. My Doom gets the opportunity just because I forced, and the line uses stun to just run in. And as you can see, we're dealing a shit ton of damage, even though we're double melee against double range. And now we're gonna have like a way easier time, just because we got our resources back, and like Lion is dead, and my Doom has like 20 seconds to heal up his region again, and we're kind of chilling. So now I'm de-walling the big. I could have done that earlier, but it's very hard against the Lion because he has a stun, obviously, and he's gonna like annoy me. And the important stuff on this unblocking big camp is just that I can pull the wave before I leave. And that's the important one. Like, I want to pull the wave before I leave. Getting a cheeky kill here as well. Very nice. Helping my Doom out. Also very good. So now the wave is in a very bad spot. My Doom doesn't want to be here. And he wants his lane back. And I understand this. And also, Action Rune is spawning in 50 seconds. So I need to make sure I'm actually controlling that. So what am I doing? Putting the wave back. Telling my Doom, yo, buddy, I'm gonna leave you. I'm pulling the wave. See ya. So placing a ward down, running to my courier just in case, so I get my boots, so I get my resources again with some mana. I see the line there, and then I'm just like trying to control the rune. If we get it, great. If we don't, whatever. But as you guys can see as well, whenever I'm playing Dota, I'm looking at other lanes a lot, and I recommend you doing this as well. It will give you such a big advantage over your enemies just because you have the map awareness and the game understanding to what is happening on other lanes. Like, you're just not focusing on yourself, you're understanding the whole play or the whole game, what is happening. And that's important. So make sure you're looking at your other lanes as well. Getting a Weaver kill, very cool. Now, there is a point on Tiny that is very critical, okay? This hero is super garbage if you don't have levels. So you need to make sure you're getting the experience, trust me. If you don't get the experience, you feel horrible. So make sure you're getting this experience. Double experience even better, but you need to make sure you are staying on the rune on minute 7. No matter what, stay on this rune. That's the important part in this here, because you need your levels, especially if you have a decent or like a very good game and you get an early blink. Like, an early blink is not useful if you don't have Avalanche and Toss maxed. It is useful if you have minimum like one of the 2 spells maxed and you feel very great. And you need a lot of damage as well. So just make sure you're getting your experience, either from the experience or like a lane or whatever, anything. You need it. And as you can see, like, even though I'm level 5, and I'm playing against a Weaver and a Lion, they have stuns and all that shit, I'm dealing a shit ton of damage. Like, it's just insane how much damage this hero deals. So you need to make sure, get your levels, because that's your entire damage and you're gonna own with it. There was a cheeky, like... So, luckily, I was standing here because I knew either Coddle or the Clockwork is gonna come to kill my Doom. And we are pretty lucky that it was the Clockwork and not the Coddle, because Coddle would have killed him there and he didn't care about me. But the Clock was scared because he can't just run past me, it doesn't work. Like, the biggest benefits you are getting with a Tiny is basically, you have a very strong mid-game timing in my opinion. Like, whenever you get the blink, like one tossback can change the entire game. Completely. Even like late game, early game, it doesn't matter. One tossback will completely change the entire game. So that's like a very cool benefit you will get with this hero. Whenever you play it and you feel like you understand the hero better and you get like a feeling about it, you will understand one thing, that a tossback sounds like nothing or like sounds a bit rough or something, but it is insanely effective and it can be insanely strong. And even though I'm level 6 and I don't have a blink or I have anything, I'm just like running around killing people. And now I told my Ember, yo, can you please go bottom or like do whatever you want? I want to farm the map and I want to farm one lane. So I'm just doing that by taking middle. And just like one recommendation I'm going to give you as well, try to communicate with your chorus if you feel like they have a lot of levels and they have decent, let's say, items or something to jungle. Make sure to tell them, yo, can you please go jungle or like gank around or whatever. I want the lane and I want to farm for my blink. That's like literally one simple answer by your core and you're gonna get a free lane. Easy. So make sure to communicate every time. But as you guys can see, like, this hero is, in my opinion, busted. Like, I don't know. The damage and like overall, the tankiness, the sustainability, the like overall, like especially Avalanche. Like, Toss is like okay, Toss is very sick if you get your blink, but this Avalanche spell is insane. If you just look at the rookie numbers, it's like 320 damage and 320 damage on Toss. That basically means it's 640 damage. I can't remember how much. How much is it? The X factor is like, it does double the damage. So that basically means, I can't do the math right now, you can do it yourself, but like, it just deals a lot of damage. And they even nerfed this. I remember like back in the day, it was like 2.5 or even 3 times that damage. But they nerfed it to 2 times. But I know why they did it, basically because you're getting toss damage with your ulti. And that's the reason I'm gonna recommend you as well, scale your ulti if you are level 6. Like, your toss deals 100 damage more. And is very effective, and it also amplifies the combo with the damage. So definitely make sure you get a point in your ulti, and even on level 12. Like you're gonna have like 4, 4, 1, and 2 skill build, basically. And you're very happy and you can deal a lot of damage. Trust me. So let's see what I'm doing here. Like I'm just like running around killing people. And at some point, like around minute 15, you need to make sure you either already got your blink, or you need to start farming your blink. Because this is the timing where it's like very important to get your item and actually kill people. And if you just look at this, this is what I mean with like a toss back. For example, I'm using Avalanche. I'm just tossing the clockwork in, and it's like also a free kill on the clockwork almost. Sadly, he didn't die because he was very tanky for some reason. But these like toss ins and toss outs, or like toss backs, whatever you want to call it, are like so effective, and they're gonna own everything. And the clockwork died by the way against the Doom. So, but now you can see it's minute 12, and I almost got my blink. Like I don't know, 800 gold, and I have my blink. Sadly, I'm dying here. Pretty close though. It was like very close. But now I'm telling my team, yo guys, okay, I can't farm middle. I want a lane. Please give me a lane and get to the jungle or whatever, do anything else. And that's what I'm doing. And this is like one benefit you will get. Whenever you're losing your safe lane tower pretty early on, you get the benefit to just stay down there and farm. And this is probably what I'm doing at some point. Like right now, I'm still like motivated to fight because my Bane is like calling for a grip. But after the grip, I can guarantee you I'm gonna like sit down a lane and just AFK farm. Chill. See if we get a kill here. We do. It's very good. Easy, easy. Sadly, I'm dying again. And now is the point where I'm like, okay guys, I need my blink. And please, make sure you get your blink. Stop wasting your time and running with your teammates every single time. This is not gonna work out, and it will not help you out, trust me. So now I'm TPing middle. I see my teammates are fighting there. Looks like a very good fight. I'm telling you, yo, guys, we got a Kotl, because he's like the biggest kill in the mid laner. We're getting the Kotl too, very good. And now we almost have our blink. Just because of like one decent team fight. So like in my opinion, if I didn't have this moment where we killed the Kotl as well, I would have actually sit down a lane and just farm. So now I'm farming, trying to get my blink. Whenever I get it, I'm gonna tell my team, yo guys, we can smoke up and let's fight him again. Because now is the timing where tossbacks are getting huge. I need to abuse this timing, trust me. So I'm smoked, I got my blink. There we go. It's showtime, guys. Getting a tossback into the grip. Sadly didn't work out, but like that's what I mean. Just like one tossback can change the entire game, kind of. We're getting almost like a very good fight. Sadly my Luna died and I died before. But overall this could have been a very good fight if we didn't fuck up early on. I think we still killed the Weaver, so it's like okay-ish. It's not the worst. We killed the enemy mid and we killed the enemy safe laner, so we did 3. And we're probably gonna kill the Visage as well. What the fuck? Sadly, I don't have a TP there. That could have been a very good fight then. But like overall, you guys can just like see my view of like playing this hero. I'm literally just trying to get my timing, and then I'm like doing action. Because I know we need like I can do whatever I want now. They don't have so much against me, and I'm just like owning them completely. We're just running at them with my blink because they need to be scared. Like whenever they are not scared and they're playing too cocky, one blink, one toss back. Or let's say like one grip into like tossing back at someone or whatever, everything is dead. Like literally any hero. It doesn't matter who it is, he's gonna die, trust me. Especially if I'm playing with my Ember together. As you guys can see, I'm like not trying to do solo plays. That's important as well though. Like Tiny is not a lot of damage. As a support at least. As a core at some point you deal a shit ton of damage, yes. But as a support, you always need +1. If you don't have +1 that deals like more damage as well, you're gonna have a problem. Because you're not gonna kill the people, most likely. Like a lot of items are just way too good right now that are like very good against Tiny as well. Like all these Mage Slayers, Glimmer Capes, all this stuff. Like any item that gives you magic resistance is gonna help you out sustaining against Tiny. So you need to make sure you always like playing with 1 or 2 persons together and you just kill them. For example, in this situation, we're just like waiting the Ember BKB right now because he told us like, yo guys, let's just wait for my BKB and then we can fight. And we are thinking about it. Now we're going to smoke, and we're like, okay guys, let's try to force something. If we find somebody, perfect. If we don't, shit happens. Like even the enemies smoked, as you can see. Like they're also like ready to fight, kind of. I think they predicted us, yeah. Like I'm not sure how, but they actually predicted us. Yeah. Sadly we didn't got the Doom out. Now it's a very tough fight. I'm probably gonna die again. Yeah. But I got the cuddle. Like, just wasting some time. Sadly, I'm dying to the vessel. But this was like a good attempt. But I think they just saw us, and that's how they killed us. And the Weaver's also dying, so it's like an okay fight. It's not the greatest, but like, overall, what I must say as a tiny is like, I feel very mobile, actually. Like, whenever I'm playing tiny, I feel like I'm just running around, killing people, trying to do some action. And it's just so much fun. Because whenever you are like, let's say the enemies have like a very big lead and we cannot fight them right now, you can literally just AFK split with tiny and you can just like do whatever you want because the enemies are not gonna catch you. Like, you're out pushing waves in literally 1 second. Like 1Q, 1W, any wave is dead. And you can just do this over and over and over again. Like, the enemies most likely will not gank you. And if they do, then you already like killed 3 or 4 waves and you are very annoying. So you can always make sure if you have a bad game or if your team is like currently losing or whatever, just go for the split push. You don't need to permanently fight and you don't need to follow your course as a tiny. Like, you can always like play with +1, but you can set up stuff and you are in the lead. That basically means you can be the captain, or like you can be the person that says, yo guys, let's do something, let's do this, let's do that, and somebody's gonna react and like help you out. You don't need to be the person that just like sits AFK behind somebody and waits for the enemies to do something. You are the person that does something. Like, as you just can see, my movement in this game is basically like I'm the person that runs around, outpush lanes as I do right now, and then I'm like trying to do something most of the time. Playing for action, checking it, pushing one more mid wave probably, yeah, doing it. So you are not the person that just like AFKs, like the Bane does, for example. Because he can't do shit. But I'm a tiny, I can do whatever I want. Especially pushing waves. This is very good as a tiny. And very easy as well. So I'm in the lead. I'm gonna be like, yo guys, just follow me. I'm also drawing on the map, so you can be the Giga Chat that says your team what to do and what you want to do. And whenever you see a moment for a very good tossback or some shit, go for it. Trust me. Just go for it. So for example, in this fight and overall in this game, I think my Ember told me like, go guys, please focus the Caudal. And yes, I get the point, focus Caudal. For example, here he got a very good catch. But trust me, I know it's very tempting to listen to your teammates as well. But if you see a moment for like a 3 or 4 man avalanche, go for the avalanche instead of like the important kill. I get it that it is important sometimes, but like if you see moments like this in this situation here, you need to take them. Because these avalanches are owning. Avalanche is such a good spell. And it deals a shit ton of damage and it locks them down for like 2 seconds kind of. And it's AoE. So make sure you are taking these avalanches instead of like important kills. Like late game, if you have like an important kill without a buyback or something, sure, then you can do this. But if you see the moments with these avalanches, go for it, trust me. Don't waste time with like some random pickups or whatever. This is like what makes Tiny great and what makes him very strong and like versatile as well. So there we go, keeping middle, pushing the wave. Now I'm like, okay, warding up here because I know the enemy's gonna come. And they're actually fighting us for some reason. And now we see it again. Now we go on the Caudal because I don't have anything else to do and I didn't saw like a good avalanche here. So we got the Caudal. I placed my ward just like 20 seconds ago. I see the Weaver, maybe I can set him up and try for more. Like, I'm always in the position to toss back somebody. And this is important as a tiny to do. Like, you can always toss back somebody, but like just blinking in, tossing him, for example, on the Ember, and any hero is dead. And if you are out of position while you're blinking in, you can just like force stuff yourself out. And overall, with like the item build and all that shit, I would always say like Blink Dagger, Arcane Boots, force stuff, or Yules. And then you can decide if you want like, as I said, if you go for Yules first, then you can go for force stuff. And later on, you can even think about like a Lotus, a Wind Waker. You just want items to survive and to sustain the team fight. You don't want any damage and you don't want anything like cheesy. You just want to be alive and make as much chaos in the team fights as possible. And this is important to have this mindset. Like, there are situations where you can go for like right click damage with like Aghanims and stuff, but it's like very unlikely that you will do a lot as a support tiny, trust me. Even though it's tempting. It's not that good, sadly. Because as you can see, like, I'm just like running down a Weaver and I'm almost catching him. Just because I have a force stuff and a blink. I saw him again, I'm gonna follow him, let's see. Almost got him. They're going my Luna Avalanche, very great spell by the way. Like, the Avalanche is just owning every single time. And it's just great. I love this. The series is just so good, dude. It's actually insane. I'm not sure what they did, but I guess TI is getting close and they want Tiny to be back, you know? That's always like the case that is happening. Sadly, we lost the fight, but like overall it's just like it's very relaxing watching a Tiny play. I don't know why. Whenever I watch somebody play Tiny, I feel like it just feels and looks right and good. Like whatever you do, you can't do so much wrong as a Tiny. The only thing you can actually do wrong is not waiting for your timings and overcommitting for yourself too much. Like overfighting, for example, without blinkers, all that shit. But if you have your items, you can do whatever you want. So for example, I'm always on the edge of the fight. So I'm like I'm using my spells and like I'm blinking in, for example, using all my spells. And then I'm like, okay, I'm like on the edge of the fight as in the position right now. I see everybody and I'm like in a blink range. So, and this is like important for yourself as well. You never want to be in the middle of the fight when you use your spells. You want to use your spells, then you want to sit on the edge of the fight. You want to wait until your spells are up again and then you can jump in again. It's like always this like back and forth play as a Tiny especially. Like you never want to like just sit in the fight without any spells. Like if they are cooldown, you just want to wait and just look at the enemies, like scare them. And whenever you do this, you feel super great because if you just look at this right now, if anybody is showing, he's dead. Like one toss back, instantly dead. Sadly, I used my spells already, so the line didn't die. But for example, this was a funny moment. Like I tried to combo him for some reason. I don't know what happened to my avalanche. But like for example, in this situation here, you can literally just use your items even to like kill people. I just force him in, toss him into my team, and he just dies. I just like, I don't know. This hero just feels cool with the ability to actually ruin and win an entire game by one move. And it's basically a tossback. And I can guarantee you, if you already have like some games on Tiny, and you want to play a melee as a position 4, go for Tiny, guys. Trust me, Tiny is super nice and he will always be nice in my opinion. Maybe they're gonna nerf him again, yes, sure, blah blah blah. But in my opinion, even if they nerf him a bit, this hero is still in a decent position and he's always gonna be in a decent position because he's basically for the last like 5 years, I think. So in my opinion, definitely the S tier hero of position 4 melee heroes right now. He's like very close to, what is it called? I forgot the name. Oh yeah, he's like very close to like Tusk and Bounty Hunter. Like a lot of people, whenever they play melee plus force, which is like very unlikely, especially in competitive and high MMR games, they're picking Tusk or Bounty a lot of the times. Other than that, if like none of them is like picked, it's usually a Tiny, like 99%. Tiny is just like, he's just so solid that you can pick him whenever you want. You can first pick him, you can last pick him, whatever, and you don't really have any counters. The enemies are not gonna counter a Tiny anyway. Like the only hero that is like annoying is maybe Rubik, but that's it. But you can also like play around it and try to focus him or like don't give him avalanche. So there's like also like there's always a way to play around. So yeah, I really hope these my like small talk or like little replay analyze, I don't know what you want to call it. I didn't really analyze. I just want to talk with you guys a little bit about Tiny. I wanted to show you guys something and I really hope you enjoyed it and you're gonna try to implement it in your games as well because I have a lot of success with Tiny even though it doesn't look like it. It feels great. Anyway, I think I have like 7 or 8 wins in a row on this hero and he just feels good. And he got me like 10.1 or 10.2k like 1 week ago. So try him out and enjoy him and own all your enemies. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.